Check out New Leaf. It's a co-working spot where I live in State College. They have a lighting room here, so maybe, focus, maybe I'll start doing videos here. It has a chalkboard, it has a whiteboard so I can do things on there. Let me flip it on. Yeah, what do you guys think? This is great. Yeah, look at the lighting on this thing. All right, now actually to the real video. So you guys want to know how I make all these videos. The challenge I've given myself at the start of the year is to make 5 YouTube videos a week. And this is the first one of this second week of January. And in order to kind of like produce content that's kind of really valuable and it gives you guys some sort of information to kind of apply to your life, I have to kind of like plan these videos ahead. So I'll show you guys, I'm going to flip my camera around, kind of show you guys exactly what I'm like, you know, video ideas. Each video I kind of like have an idea of what I want to kind of talk about. And I'm gonna go with video 3, which is coffee gives me anxiety. And this truly just comes from self-awareness and the journey of Fit Soul training and Fit Soul of mindfulness training and fitness and trying to understand how my body works. I've just come to a realization that coffee just gives me a lot of anxiety. So I'm going to talk about that today. Also, I have to say, the lighting here is off the hook. So I'm going to flip this camera around so I don't see myself and get distracted. So I want to talk about how coffee has given me so much anxiety in the last, I want to say about the last 3 months. You know, I got into coffee kicks like 2 years ago. You know, starting a business, starting to start your own thing. The only place that you can really work, really I feel like, are at coffee shops, and I felt bad just using their Wi-Fi. So I would just buy coffee all the time, and I got addicted. And that's where this path of having some sort of anxiety from coffee started. I really didn't start feeling the effects of coffee until just recently. It could be a combination of just graduating, working on my own projects, and always constantly having my mind turned on and kind of like constantly working, where I've realized that coffee just gives me unnecessary anxiety. So what is anxiety? I know I don't want to use that word loosely because it is a true, in my opinion, and it is like a mental illness in terms of clinical, and you can cure anxiety that you actually have clinically through medicine by consulting with your doctor. So I have friends who have anxiety, and the way they describe their clinically diagnosed anxiety is where they feel like they're stressed out for no reason at all. They feel like they can't breathe, their heart rate is going up all the time, and they're scared, or they just have a lot of pressure in their head in terms of just their everyday lifestyle. And there's different types of anxiety also. So I'm not going to go into detail in terms of all the different types of anxieties, but I think the anxiety that I'm talking about is when I have coffee and I have like 10 things to do on my list for the day. I start to become very anxious in terms of I'm not going to be able to produce some sort of real outcome by the end of the day. I start having these thoughts. And what happens is when I do have coffee is that these thoughts manifest into something else. And there I am in a coffee shop on my computer, and I'm constantly just worrying about how I'm not going to be able to accomplish everything I've set out for the day. And what happens is an hour goes by, 2 hours goes by, and I'm still staring at my computer, still having these thoughts circle continuously in my head. And that's what I mean with my definition of how I experience anxiety when I have coffee. It could just be the jitters, it could be a lot of caffeine, maybe that's just how my body reacts. And if there's anything you guys take away from this video, I think what you should take away is just self-awareness. I think self-awareness is key to understanding yourself, understanding the path that you've put yourself on, depending on whatever it is. So if you, for example, are going to the gym every single day, being self-aware of what's working, how your body's feeling, will help you reduce the chances of getting injured or getting burnt out and going back into your old habits of not exercising. So self-awareness is really huge in every aspect. And for me personally, self-awareness is key in terms of how I live my life and what's the foundation I put myself under. So I've just come to a realization that I can't have coffee every single day. That being said, though, I still do have coffee occasionally. And I've realized with self-awareness again that I can have coffee when I don't have a lot of things on my plate. I can have it when I'm traveling on vacation and I go to a coffee shop in the morning to have breakfast. I can have coffee then. I won't feel anxious. But it's when I have work to do and work to get done that coffee gives me a lot of emotional, it's not emotional barriers, but it just gives me like every time I have coffee, it just gives me these like mental blocks of circulating into these problems that manifest into my brain, and they become something that doesn't really exist. But yeah, that's the video for today. Is coffee gives me anxiety. Self-awareness is key. Understand your body, understand yourself, and the way to do that is through just constantly like meditation. That's what FitSoul is all about, which is the mindfulness aspect of FitSoul, which is to take some time every single day and evaluate yourself, what's working, what's not, and kind of like work with the data that's given. So with that said, I'm gonna end my video, first video of the week. I'm gonna keep going on with this chain of producing 5 videos a week for as long as I can. We'll see how well this challenge goes. But until next time, you'll see a video tomorrow, I promise. I'll talk to you later.